Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a collab challenge I did with Connie Maradiaga and Nicole from The Week's Nest. I will have their link to their YouTube channel in my description box so you can go check them out and see what they came up with. Also, you want to subscribe to their channel because they do amazing DIYs. The challenge was for us to pick a store and have only $10 to go and buy things to come up with a fall DIY. My store was Walmart, Connie's is doing Dollar Tree, and Nicole will be doing Hobby Lobby. So before we get into my video, I wanted to talk about a few things. My letters I got from Walmart were 75 cents each because I got them on clearance. Also, the wavy popsicle sticks were 75 cents. They were on clearance as well. And the paint star sticks I paid $1.12, but they were 98 cents at some other Walmarts. And that is it, guys. Now let's get to the video, and I hope you like what I came up with. From Walmart, I got these letters. I paid 75 cents each. I was so lucky to find these on clearance. I also picked up one of these 5-gallon paint stir sticks. 3 of them come in a pack. And one of the yellow pumpkin mix and some orange maple leaves. The only paint I will be using is Nutmeg Brown and Snow White from the brand Apple Barrel. I couldn't find any cheap jute string, so I went with this brown ribbon. The other thing I was lucky to find on clearance were these wavy popsicle sticks. And this is it for all the materials I got from Walmart. Besides that, I will be using my glue gun and some paintbrushes. I am going to start off with this fall decor. I will be using all 3 of the paint sticks. I decided to give these a stain look instead of painting them with the nutmeg brown. So all I did was added some water to the brown and water it down so then I can stain them. The paint was too watery, so I used a napkin to remove some of the paint. I also stained 10 of these wavy popsicle sticks. I removed the stickers and the price tag thingy, but it was really hard to remove the staple, so I had to use a knife. I will be using my Apple Barrel and Snow White to paint all 4 letters. I'm going to cut one of the paint stir sticks to remove the little handle part off. If you don't have a saw, it's okay because I used a knife. These are actually thinner than the ones Lowe's carries. After cutting the handle part off, I will be using this measuring tape I have because I will be cutting this in half. Now it's time to put this together. What I did is I flipped the paint stir sticks around, and then I am going to use the other one that I cut in half, and I'm going to glue them together. I will be using a popsicle stick to glue these together, but before that I am going to glue the stick to the other half of the other stick. You can use E6000 with this as well, but I didn't use it. I only used my glue gun. I then flip them around again, and I am now going to glue the wavy popsicle sticks. I glued one to each end. One thing I should have done different was to glue the popsicle sticks that I'm going to use to glue the letters, I should have glued them underneath the paint stick instead of the top. What I did to measure these is I use a wrapping paper from Dollar Tree and I flipped it around because you know how it has them squares? So every 7 square is where I put a popsicle stick. To glue my letters, I will be using another popsicle stick so when I lay it down, it doesn't fall. This is just until the glue dries. Other than that, I will be removing that popsicle stick. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. I didn't realize I was in the way until right now that I am editing this video. I am now going to remove the popsicle sticks I used to keep the letters in place. I will be using them to glue them to the top and bottom. I glued a total of 3 on each end, 2 on the bottom and 1 on top in the middle. Now to make this fall decor prettier and a lot nicer, I am going to use some of the maple leaves and I am also going to use the mixture pumpkin mix. I cut all the stems off of the pumpkin mix. There's 2 acorn stems and 2 yellow leaves looking thing, 1 pumpkin and 1 berry stem. I am going to arrange them like this. I put 1 acorn on each side, but I am going to add some maple leaves. Then I added 1 yellow stem on each side. Before I glue them to the sign, I want to tie them together. I will be using the brown ribbon. I am using the pumpkin for the center, but I am going to cut it in half first. Before I glue it to the center, I put the stem back on. I wanted to add some of the berries, so what I did is I cut a little bit of the berries off and just glue them. To the top part, what I did is I cut one of the leaf stems and then I added one of the brown leaves I had extra from the pumpkin mix. I'm sorry, you can't really see what I'm doing. All I did was a leaf bush. To glue it to my sign, I will be bending the stem and flipping my sign over so I can glue it. I use a good amount of glue. I wanted to add more things to it, but since I didn't have a lot, I wanted to use more of the ribbon as well. So what I did is I did a ribbon bow and I glued it in the middle of the leaves. The last thing I did is I added the other half of the pumpkin. I also added some more leaves on the side of the L and I added some berries. This completes my first Walmart DIY. I just love how it turned out. I had leftover material, so why not make 2 DIYs with $10? To make these pumpkins, I am going to use the rest of the wavy popsicle sticks. I used 7 popsicle sticks for the big pumpkin. For the stem, I use half of one. For the 2 small pumpkins, what I did is with a pencil, I drew where another little curvy line so then I can cut them with my scissors. I made 2 of the popsicle sticks out of 1. I will be cutting 5 wavy sticks and I am going to make 10 small ones out of the 5. Using my glue gun, I will be gluing them like I did to the big one. For the stems, I also did the same thing I did with the big one. I cut one in half and use them as a stem. I am going to paint the big pumpkin white and the 2 small ones brown. I am going to distress my big pumpkin using some of that nutmeg brown. Since I didn't have a darker brown and I didn't want to use the nutmeg brown because it was light, I decided to use the ribbon to glue it around the stem to make it a dark brown stem. I did that to all 3 pumpkins. To decorate the pumpkins, I am going to use some of the maple leaves. We'll be gluing the small pumpkins to the white pumpkin. And the last thing I did is I did 3 small bows using the brown ribbon and I just glued them to the leaves. And that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and you should definitely go check out the girls. I'm pretty sure they came up with great things. So thank you so much for collaborating with me, girls, and hopefully this isn't the first time. See you next time. Bye.